one name, one story, one legacy that shaped the world. Welcome to Timeless Voices, where legendary lives come to life.
He was born in Chicago, but his heart belonged to Peru. From the dusty streets of Latin America to the grand halls of the Vatican, Robert Francis Prevost's journey was never about ambition. It was about faith. It was about service. And today, it becomes history. On May 18, 2025, before a crowd of over 250,000 in St. Peter's Square, Robert Prevost was officially inaugurated as Pope Leo XIV, the 267th leader of the Roman Catholic Church. World leaders, cardinals, and believers from every corner of the globe gathered to witness a quiet man take on a sacred mantle. But who is the man behind the white cassock? This is his story. He was born on September 14, 1955, in Chicago, Illinois. The son of working-class Catholic parents, he grew up in a neighborhood rich in tradition, faith, and immigrant resilience. Even as a boy, Robert was different. While others ran toward the noise of the world, he was drawn to silence, reflection, and prayer. By his teenage years, he had already begun walking a spiritual path. He joined the Order of St. Augustine, a community of friars devoted to service, contemplation, and teaching. But his journey didn't keep him in the safety of American chapels. It led him south, to Peru. In the mountains and villages of Latin America, Robert found more than a mission. He found purpose. He immersed himself in the language, the culture, and the struggles of the Peruvian people. By 1982, he was ordained a priest, fluent in Spanish, and devoted to a life of quiet leadership. He didn't seek titles, but his compassion, discipline, and humility couldn't go unnoticed. In time, he became the regional superior of the Augustinian order in Peru, leading efforts in some of the most underserved areas of the country. When he returned to the U.S. years later, he served as a seminary professor and spiritual guide. But Rome had already taken notice. In 2015, Pope Francis appointed him Bishop of Chiclayo, Peru, and in 2023, he was called to the Vatican. There, he took on one of the most critical roles in the Church, prefect of the dicastery for bishops, responsible for selecting and guiding the next generation of Catholic leadership around the world. At the same time, he became president of the Pontifical Commission for Latin America. He walked the marble corridors of the Vatican without pomp, often in silence, often in prayer. Those who knew him spoke of his stillness, his clarity, and the rare strength that comes from humility. And then came April 2025. The world mourned as Pope Francis passed away. A conclave was called, and within days, white smoke signaled a new era. On May 8th, the announcement was made. Robert Francis Prevost had been elected Pope. He chose the name Leo XIV, a name that honored Pope Leo XIII, who stood with the poor and symbolized courage, justice, and wisdom. And now, on this historic day in St. Peter's Square, Pope Leo XIV steps forward, not as a ruler, but as a servant. In his first words as Pope, he speaks of peace, of healing, of building bridges between cultures, nations, and hearts, from Chicago to Peru, from priest to pope. This is the journey of a man who never asked for greatness, but accepted it to serve the world. Pope Leo XIV. A new chapter in the history of the Catholic Church begins.
If this story moved you, imagine how many others are waiting to be heard. Subscribe to Timeless Voices, where history speaks.